Welcome to Fereldra Flow, or my yoga mobility class. And let's just go ahead and start by taking a seat on the ground. You can be seated however is comfortable, cross-legged or up on the knees. I just prefer to be up on my knees. I tend to get a little bit of cramping here, so if you ever feel that as well, just come up onto the knees. So let's take in some nice deep breath. Let's fill in the area here with some air. So literally air is not going into that area, but you're allowing more space into your lungs. So try to fill this area up nice and big with some breaths. Let's go ahead and just relax our shoulders down. If you'd like, go ahead and close your eyes and just take a second to check in with your body. Try to notice if your mind is racing or maybe you find tension somewhere in the body, and try to bring your breath into that area. Good, nice deep breaths. Start noticing if your mind starts to wander right now. Bring it back to your breath. And now I'd like you to check in with your body. I want you to find something that maybe you'd like to focus on during class today. Maybe you want to stop your racing mind, or maybe you got some tension in your shoulders or in your lower back. I want you to find that area, and I want you to have that as a focus today for class. So each time I'm telling you to take a nice deep breath in and then breathe into that area, I want you to breathe into that area and think release or let go. So just a few more breaths here, finding the calm before we start moving. Okay, now with that focus point that you have, go ahead and take a nice deep breath in, and then breathing out, letting any tension go in that area that you have as your focus today. Okay, let's start rolling the shoulders. Good, nice and tall, up to the ears and down to the ground. Good, now scrunch up the shoulders up to the ears as high as you can. And then let them release all the way down. Let your hands drop down to your sides. Feel like your hands are pulling down to the ground. Feel like your head's pulling up to the ceiling. Nice and long in the body. Good, let's go ahead and take a breath in, raising our right arm up. And then we're gonna reach over to the left. Exhale out, feel nice and long. Breathe in, now bring your both arms up. Exhale, other arm down and over to the side. Good, let's go ahead and flow back and forth. So using the breath, breathing and reaching up that arm, and then exhaling over to the side. And the same thing, just going side to side, flowing back and forth. Warming up the body. Back up a little bit. There we go. And now you don't always have to follow me. Use your breath as a guide. Just kind of feel how your body feels. Maybe you feel better at stretching one side. That's fine. Stay there if you want. Good, and then when you're ready, bring both arms back up to the top. Take a nice deep breath in. And let's exhale all the way forward. Give a nice stretch, reach as far as possible out in front of your body. With those fingertips reaching forward. Good, walking the hands back up to seated. Great. Let's cross our arms over our chest here, and we're gonna do some upper body rolls. So I want you to focus on only moving from the bottom part of your rib cage and up. So you're just gonna do some upper body rolls here. Try to keep your hips nice and still. Just gonna warm up the spine for a few minutes here, and then we'll go into some nice poses. Okay, other direction. Only trying to roll the top of the chest, upper spine. Good, coming back to the center. Let's go down to our hips. So go ahead and do some nice big rolls here. Just moving the body. Again, if you feel like there's one spot that's a little bit tight, maybe you need to stay there and let it loosen up. Stay there. Good, other direction. Moving the lower body here. Warming it up. Good, and then coming back up to seated. Let's drop down with our chin. So we're gonna warm up the spine up the top. So dropping down the chin. Now try to make sure that your spine stays nice and straight here, so you're not tucking your chin and then rolling down. So tuck the chin, and then let's gently roll side to side. So bring your ear, or think about bringing your ear over to your shoulder, then roll back to the center. Other side. And just side to side. Good, back to the center. Come on up. Let's take a nice deep breath in with our arms again, raising up. Lean slightly backwards, and then exhale all the way forward. Again, reaching as far as you can with your fingertips forward. Give a nice long stretch there in the body. Walk your fingertips back up. And actually we're gonna walk all the way back behind us, and we're just gonna open up in the chest. So look up towards the ceiling. And then back to center. Let's go on to all fours. So you're gonna come all the way forward. Coming onto all fours. Now whatever feels comfortable for you. I prefer to be up on my fists, so you can be on your hands if you'd like. So in this position here, we're going to do some cat and cows. So cat and cows, when you're arching up into cat, I want you to think about hugging your core muscles in together, also lifting up with the pelvic floor. So you're not just pressing down and out with the pelvic floor there. So arching up into a cat position, hugging those muscles in and together. And then releasing down into cow. Try to think that you're letting your belly here relax. And almost like your hip bones are letting them come out to the side. So just relaxing the hip bones, relaxing the pelvic floor. And then coming back up into cat. Now go ahead and just follow your breath. Breathing out into cat. Taking a nice deep breath in cow. Again, just following your breath. And if one position feels better than the other, stay there. And use your breath right now to find your focus area. Breathing into that area, let it release. Good, coming back into straight spine position. Let's go ahead and take our right arm, and we're going to take a breath in, reaching our right arm up, twisting open here, staying here, breathing. Feel that twist. And then now we're going to take this arm, and we're going to thread it through our other arm. We're going to let our head and our neck lay down onto the mat here. So letting it lay down onto the mat, feel that nice twist. And then let's slowly come back up again. We're going to take this arm back up top. And then from here, we're going to reach back with the same leg on that side, reaching out and then opening up to the side. Let's take our hand and we're going to reach out in front of our body, making a nice straight line from all the way from the toes to the fingertips. Feel that stretch pulling in the opposite direction. Good, and let's come back down. Knee on the mat, hand on the mat as well, and then we'll go to the other side. So taking a breath in and reaching up with your other arm, feeling that twist. And just notice, maybe you're feeling a little stiff on this side compared to the other now. Just notice how the body feels. Taking in some nice deep breaths. And then let's take a breath in, reaching slightly back, and then let's exhale this arm underneath the other one, laying your head and neck onto the mat again. Feeling that twist. Breathing here. Good, and let's come on back up. Again, we're going to reach back up again. Now notice, you might feel that you're a little bit looser this time. And then let's step back with that same leg. Opening up to the side. And then let's reach our hand all the way out front, giving that nice stretch all the way from the toes to the fingertips. Good, one last little stretch there, and then let's come all the way back down again. Perfect. Let's step our feet forward in between the hands. We're gonna come into a squat position. If you need, you can keep your hands on the mat, that's totally fine. If you can put your elbows into your knees, that's great. If you wanna bring your hands up, awesome too. And we're just gonna stay here for a second, let our bodies relax a little bit. And if you want, you can go side to side, or stay perfectly in the center. Whatever feels best for you. Try to give a nice little hip opener here. Good, if you're moving, go ahead and come back to the center. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna press our knees into our elbows and our elbows into our knees. So you're gonna press and hold, press, press, press and hold. Pressing, holding, and releasing. Now try to open up the knees just a little bit more. Good, and let's go rock side to side again if it feels good. Awesome. Back to the center one more time. Pressing the knees and elbows into each other, pressing and holding. And release. Good. Try to open them up just a little bit more. Awesome. Placing the hands down onto the mat. Let's come into a forward fold position. So straightening the legs, bringing the hips up into the air. Keep a little slight bend, so you don't want to have your knees totally locked out. Just a small little slight bend. And then let your head relax down all the way, feeling like it's pulling down to the ground. Let's slowly roll up from here. So try to engage with your bum muscles, use the core, use the legs a little bit, slowly roll up, trying to stack one vertebra on top of the other. Good, coming up, roll the shoulders back and down. Taking some nice deep breaths here. Let's spread our toes nice and wide on the floor. Good, let's take a breath in, raise the arms up, breath in, arms up, exhale, forward fold. Same thing that we just did. Let your head fall down to the ground as much as you can, let it relax. And let's slowly come up, hands to knees. And then we'll come all the way down to the mat. Pressing the hands into the mat, stepping back. Let's go into a plank, either onto your toes or knees. Either one's fine. Just focus on hugging those muscles together, lifting up with pelvic floor. And yes, that goes for guys too. You all have the same cores. Good, slowly coming down to the mat. Try to keep elbows in, nice and slow coming down. And then we'll go into Sphinx Pose, so elbows underneath the shoulders. And then try to think that you're pulling your fingertips towards you and trying to pull your chest forward. So I don't care about how high you come up or not, I just want to have you feel that nice little stretch in the core there. Good, let's come back down. Hands underneath the shoulders, let's take a breath in. As you're breathing out, let's press back all the way into downward facing dog. Now, if you need to come up to the knees, totally fine. Just make sure you're using your core as you come up into downward facing dog. Good, pressing back. Try to think, press your chest back to your toes, open up in the chest. And if you can't get the heels down, no problem. Just go ahead and walk the dog is what I call it. So you're going to take one heel down at a time. Just get a little walk of the dog. Good. I want you to take a nice deep breath in and find your focus again, breathing into that area. Try to think nice and relaxed. Good. From here, let's walk our feet all the way up to our hands. So walking the feet up, forward fold, and slowly rolling up again, using the core, squeeze with the bum. Slowly rolling up. Good, coming up, roll the shoulders down and back. Take in 2 nice deep breaths here. Into the belly. Great, we're gonna do that same thing again, just a little bit faster. So let's take a breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands up to knees. Exhale, hands all the way back down, stepping into plank, either on your toes or your knees, hugging your core muscles together, lifting pelvic floor. And let's slowly come down to the ground, elbows in. And then if you want, you can stay in Sphinx Pose. You're also more than welcome to come into upward facing dog, a little bit more intense of a position. So if you're not ready for that, that's fine. Just go ahead and stay in Sphinx Pose. Think pulling the chest forward, fingertips pulling towards the chest. And come on back down from whatever position you're in. Hands under the shoulders, take a breath in. Pressing back in a downward facing dog, using your core muscles to press down and back, or up and back, I guess. And same thing if you want to walk the dog, walk the dog. Great, we're going to move a little bit more, so placing the left foot down onto the mat, lifting up with the right leg into the air, and then we're going to step forward between your hands here into a runner's lunge. Now if you want, you can also drop your knee down, that's fine, whatever feels most comfortable. So I'm going to keep my knee up for this one. And then we're going to rotate side to side. So basically the world's greatest stretch, placing your left hand on the mat, we're going to reach up with our right, give a nice little twist. And then we're going to keep moving, so switch to the other side, placing your hand down where it's comfortable, coming up and twisting to the other side. Good, let's keep going. Other side again. And just flow back and forth. Feel how your hips can release a little bit each time you're in the position. One more time each side. Good, hands back down. Let's go ahead and take a nice deep breath in. We're going to come into warrior one. So coming up with the arms, relax your shoulders down away from your ears with a nice deep breath out. Good, take a breath in, reaching your hands up and slightly back. Let's exhale the hands down. Breath in again. And let's exhale into warrior two. I am on the wrong side, so let me turn around here. So we'll exhale into warrior two, your back foot comes down to the side. This front knee comes down into a nice bent position, and then arms come out straight to both sides. So nice strong warrior two. Try to think that you're pressing your knees out just slightly, trying to open up in the hips. And then from here, let's go into a nice flowing warrior. So flowing warrior, we're gonna go into a reverse warrior, back arm down the back leg, top arm reaches up nice and tall. And then we're gonna flow all the way into side front angle. So front elbow onto that front knee, top arm reaches out in front of you. And then we're gonna flow from reverse to front side angle. So just going at your own pace, warming up the body a bit, letting it loosen up and relax. Maybe you're breathing a bit, that's great. Deep into the belly. Add one more here, and then meet me back into warrior two when you're ready. And then coming back into warrior two here. Let's straighten this front leg, bring your back leg in just slightly, and then we'll go into a triangle pose. So you're reaching forward slightly and then coming down just to wherever feels comfortable for you. Maybe it's just here, that's fine. Maybe it's here, whatever feels nice and gives that nice little stretch there. Try to reach up with your top arm. If you'd like, you can also look up towards your top arm as well, giving a nice little extra twist in the spine. Good, let's bring that top arm back down to our bottom arm. We're going to turn our back foot so it faces the front of the mat, bending the front knee, so we're back in runner's lunge. And now let's step back again into a plank position. Let's drop the knees, widen them just a little bit on the mat, and we'll press back into a child's pose from here. So taking some nice deep breaths here. Let your belly fill with air. You can almost feel it pressing against your legs there. Great, let's walk our hands back up. Perfect. Okay, and we'll twist it around here now. Let's see. We're gonna come back into a plank position. So from here, we're gonna press back up into plank. We'll come down to the mat, elbows in, Sphinx Pose or upward facing dog. Let's come on back down, hands under the shoulders, take a breath in, breathing out nice and strong in the core as you press backwards. And again, walking the dog if you'd like. You can even spread the toes nice and wide on your mat, give your foot a little extra stretch here. Good, and then we'll get ready to move. So right foot onto the mat, left leg comes up into the air, and then let's step forward between the hands, coming into a runner's lunge. And I have to turn the other way here. If you want, you can drop the knee down or have it up. Either one's fine. Find whatever feels comfortable for you. And then we'll go into the world's greatest stretch. Let's go ahead and place one hand down, twisting up and open to the side. And then rotating to the other side. Nice work. Even out your sides here and then come back to the center. Good. Let's come back. Runner's lunge. Let's get ready. Take a breath in, raising up our arms into warrior one. Exhale your shoulders away from your ears. Good. Take a breath in, reaching up, slightly back, and then exhale forward. Breath in again. And then let's exhale into warrior two. Back foot comes down to the side. Front knee comes down just a little bit more. And then arms out. Nice and strong warrior two. Pressing out just a little bit with the knees here. And let's go into flowing warrior. So back arm down the back leg, reaching up nice and tall. And then front elbow down onto your front knee. Top arm reaches out. And then flowing back and forth. This is one of my favorites. And then get ready to meet me back into warrior two. Top arm comes back up. Both arms reaching out to the sides. Go ahead and straighten your front leg. Bring your back foot in slightly. And let's go into triangle. So reaching forward slightly, coming down to the side, finding whatever feels comfortable for you. And then again, if you want to turn your head up to the ceiling, give that nice little extra stretch, go ahead and do that. Taking your breath into any of those spaces that you feel, you feel tension right now. And let's take our top arm down to our bottom arm. Let's bend that front knee, coming back into a runner's lunge here. And then we'll step back into plank, and let's drop our knees down again. A little bit wide onto the mat here, and let's press back into child's pose again. Taking in some nice deep breaths. Fill that belly up with air. Feel it pressing against your legs there. And let's slowly walk our fingertips back up again. And from here, we're going to go back into the plank position. If you want to be on knees or toes, either one's fine. So what we're going to do from here is we're going to come into plank. So nice and strong in the core, hugging those muscles together, lifting pelvic floor in this plank position. And then from here, what we're going to do is we're going to step forward and across with our right foot. Now, if you need, you can also keep your knee down. That's totally fine too. So whatever feels best for you. So I'll show you both options. So first, you're going to step forward, and then you're going to open up to the side. And back down. If you want, you can keep your knee down. Good. And then back to the center, other side. So we'll do a couple rotations here. Back to plank. Step forward and through. And then same thing if you're on your knees, just step forward and then coming up onto the side here and then back again. Whatever combination feels best for your body. If you can't reach all the way through just yet, open up to the side a little bit, just opening up the hip, opening up the chest. Good, going side to side a few more times. And then meet me back into plank position. From here, we're going to take our right knee up and forward into a pigeon pose. So go ahead and take your right knee up and close to your right hand here. Now, I let this leg, bottom part of the leg, fall wherever it's comfortable. So if you can't get it up straighter, that's fine. I know I can't get mine up there. So go ahead and just find a nice comfortable position. And you want to think about having your hips nice and straight here. So you don't want to be over off to the side, but just nice straight position here. So pigeon pose, I'll show it from the side. Good. Pressing up nice and tall with the chest. Give that nice stretch. You feel a nice stretch here in the hip. Maybe you feel it in your hip on this side as well. Everyone's going to feel it in different places depending on how tight you are or loose you are. Good. Let's come on down, hands all the way forward, laying your head onto your hands. And again, here, breathing in to the belly, feeling that belly press against the leg, and just trying to take some nice, deep, and relaxing breaths here. Good, coming back up. Now from here, we're going to press this leg into the mat. So you're going to press this knee into the mat. It's almost like you feel like you lift a little bit. Maybe even you can lift your hands off the mat. Press, press, press. Good, relax. And then you might be able to come into the position just a little bit deeper. And then let's go back down one last time. Good, slowly come back up. And let's bring that leg back and let's switch sides. So let's bring our left leg, our left knee over to our left hand. Ooh, that's a little bit tight on that side now. Good, try to bring the breath into any tight spaces that you feel. Chest up nice and tall. And then let's come on down. So hands down onto the mat, head down on your hands, taking some nice deep breaths into your belly. Good, raising back up. Let's once again press this leg into the mat. So you might lift up a little bit, press, 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 hold. Good, relax. See if you can come down just a little bit deeper. And then we'll go back down again. One last time here. Good, slowly come back up again. And then from here, we're just gonna drop down to the side and we're gonna come forward with our back leg. So from here, you can either stay in seated. We're just gonna take a few last minutes for some breathing, mindfulness, trying to do some relaxation pose if you can at home. So you can either stay seated where you are, or if you'd like, you can go ahead and go all the way down into lying position. So if you come down into lying position, go ahead and roll all the way down. If you need to hold on to the legs, do that. Just be mindful of your core. Think, hug those muscles in, lift pelvic floor so you're not pressing out on either side there. So go ahead and just roll all the way back down if you'd like to go into a relaxation pose there. Otherwise, join me seated any way that's comfortable. We're just going to take the next, what do we have here, next 3 or so minutes just to breathe. And again, I want you to find that area that you found in the beginning of class. I want you to focus on that. Where are you finding that tension in the body right now? Is it loosened up? Is it released a bit? If it hasn't, let's take those next 3 minutes and just focus in that area. So I'm just going to remind you to take a breath in and a breath out every so often here. And just follow the breath. Nice and calmly. Try to slow the breath down. And even if you don't have quiet at home, that's okay. Just try to take this time to focus on your breathing. We only get better at it by practicing. So taking in some nice deep breaths. Be sure to relax the shoulders down. Relax the muscles in your face. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Keep yourself focused on your breath. Notice if you're holding any tension while you're laying there or sitting here. Take the breath into those areas. And then one last nice deep breath. And all the way out. Go ahead and just move the body around a little bit. If you're laying down, you can go ahead and slowly come up to seated if you like, or stay laying right there, it doesn't matter. And let's just finish off class with one nice deep breath all together. If you'd like to raise your arms up, go ahead and do that. So breath in, nice and big. And then exhaling, nice and slowly out. And then just take a second. Thank yourself for taking the time for you. Keep focusing on that area that you focused on in class today. Try to take the breath and notice that today. If you find any tension again in that area, take the breath there. Breathing in, breathing out, finding that release. And I thank you for coming to class today and joining me online. And namaste. Hope you enjoyed Foreldrar Flow. All right, for everyone in class, thanks for joining. And then everyone who joined on Instagram, thanks for joining as well. I teach classes on Thursdays, and I might be doing them live from now on because it's getting a little chill. I might have lost you all. But yeah, so all in class next week. Bye.